Have you ever wondered why some conversations leave you feeling frustrated while others are deeply satisfying? The difference often lies in how we communicate. Today, we're diving into nonviolent communication, a powerful method developed by Marshall Rosenberg that can transform the way we connect with others. So what is nonviolent communication? Simply put, it's a method where both parties eliminate aggression and communicate with sincerity and goodwill, ensuring effective communication. The book outlines 4 key components of nonviolent communication. These are observation, feelings, needs, and requests. Let's explore each of these in detail. The first component is observation. The opposite of observation is judgment. When we communicate, we should focus on expressing observations rather than judgments, as judgments can feel like criticism and cause resistance. Let's look at an example. If your partner, let's call them Grace, tends to be short-tempered and difficult to deal with, saying, "Grace is difficult to get along with," is a judgment. However, saying, "Last time I was 3 minutes late and Grace got really upset," is an observation. It describes a specific situation without passing judgment. By sticking to observations, we create a foundation of facts that both parties can agree on, making it easier to address the situation constructively. The second component is feelings. The opposite of expressing feelings is sharing thoughts. We should aim to share feelings rather than thoughts during communication. Expressing feelings helps establish connection and allows us to diffuse conflict by revealing vulnerability. Let's look at an example with Grace again. So if Grace hears that you complained about them and says, "You're criticizing me behind my back, you don't trust me at all, and I think you don't love me," they're expressing thoughts. However, if Grace says, "You talked about me with others and that made me feel sad. I feel like you don't trust or accept me and it's disappointing," they're expressing feelings. By expressing feelings, Grace opens up a space for understanding and connection, rather than accusation and defensiveness. The third component is needs. The opposite of expressing needs is making accusations. Expressing needs means we put aside emotions like fear or guilt and genuinely communicate what we need. Let's continue with our example. If Grace shares their dissatisfaction and you respond, "If I had told you directly, you would have gotten mad, we'd argue and stop talking. I was too scared to say anything," that's an accusation. Instead, if you say, "I was worried you'd get angry if I brought it up, but when I'm tired, I also need an outlet to express my emotions," that's expressing a need. By focusing on our needs, we shift the conversation from blame to understanding. This approach invites collaboration rather than defensiveness. The final component is requests. The opposite of a request is a demand. We should clearly state what we want from others, rather than telling them what not to do. In our ongoing example with Grace, telling them, "Can you stop being angry, stop procrastinating, and stop being difficult," is a demand, and a vague one at that. Instead, saying, "Next time I'm late, could you be more understanding? On days when we need to go out, maybe you could try waking up earlier or doing simpler makeup so we can avoid being late," is a clear request. Making clear requests increases the likelihood of receiving a positive response. It gives the other person concrete actions they can take, rather than leaving them guessing about how to improve the situation. We've explored the 4 key components of nonviolent communication: observation, feelings, needs, and requests. By incorporating these into our daily interactions, we can transform the way we communicate and connect with others. Remember, nonviolent communication is not about avoiding all conflict. It's about addressing conflicts in a way that respects everyone's needs and feelings, leading to more satisfying resolutions. I encourage you to practice these principles in your daily life. Start small, perhaps with a close friend or family member. Notice how it changes your interactions and relationships. Remember, effective communication is a skill that can be learned and improved. With practice, nonviolent communication can help you build stronger, more authentic relationships in all areas of your life. Thank you for joining me on this journey into nonviolent communication. Here's to more understanding, empathy, and connection in all our interactions.